you think you want to find your dream house, or you think you need to find financial balance, or you think you need to find the perfect mate, or you think you need to find the improved bodily condition, and you think that once you find it, you will feel better. And we don't disagree that good feeling things are good feeling. Good feeling things feel good. We get that you want good feeling things, but if you are dependent upon something to present itself to you in a way that causes you to feel good, then you are missing the point of deliberate creation, and you are not in control of the relationship between you and you. And that's why we want to point your attention toward what we are calling the manifestation of emotion. We were visiting with a woman one day. If you've been listening to us for a while, you can move your lips as we tell this story, because we know you've heard it again and again. But it is the most important story that we ever tell relative to anything that matters to you. Woman said, I'm in pain, my body hurts. How can I think positive thoughts when my body hurts? She makes a good point, doesn't she? You mostly take your body everywhere you go. So how you feel in your body is a big part of your awareness. My body hurts, Abraham. How can I feel positive emotion when my body hurts? And we said, you have to separate the emotion from what you are calling the manifestation of your body. Now today, if we were speaking to her, we would say, you have to separate the manifestation of emotion from the manifestation of the arthritis in your hip. Because the manifestation of emotion is something that you can control right now. You can change it right now. The manifestation of your physical condition will be coming along afterward. But we explained to her that if she is willing to prolong her emotional manifestation of despair, then she's prolonging her manifestation of physical discomfort. We said to her, if you can find the manifestation, we weren't using those words then, the manifestation of hope, the vibrational difference between fear and hope is the difference between recovery or not. It's the difference between recovery. You can't let what is be the reason that you feel the way you feel. You have to decide to feel the way you feel because you intend to feel the way you feel, because you're wise enough to separate the physical reality from the emotional manifestation. And if we can make that point to you, and you can hear it in a way that you are determined to move forward from this day, having control of your emotional manifestation, because you can right here, right now. So the primary manifestation that you must look for, if you care about the way you feel, and we know you do, is the manifestation of your orientation with your inner being. In other words, your inner being is who you are. So here's how it works. You were source energy before you came into this physical body. And a part of you came into this personality that you know as you. But the larger part of you remains non-physically focused. It's a fact. Accept it. So here you are, exploring life experience, knowing what you don't want, knowing what you do want, and coming to constant conclusions about what would be better. So you shoot off these vibrational rockets of desire, whether you ever say, I want that, or I would like that, or I prefer that. And of course you say that a lot. But even when you don't say it, your preferences are duly noted by source energy, because that expanding preference moves into what we are calling your vortex of creation. It's just a vibrational version that is the predecessor to all of your wonderful manifestations. And the source within you, who holds no resistance, who understands everything that you want, becomes the vibrational equivalent of it in the moment that you give birth to it. That's why we say step 1 is you sift and sort and ask, and step 2 is source answers. Source literally becomes what you are asking for. But there's another step, and it's really the basis of the body of work that we have been doing with you through these years. And that is, you must find a way to become a vibrational match to not just what you're asking for, but to who you have become because of what life has caused you to ask for. You can't become it vibrationally and not go without feeling bad. So every bit of negative emotion that you have, every bit of it, whether it's negative emotion or whether it's a manifestation that is negative, that is even bigger than the emotion itself, everything that you would call unwanted experience, from emotion right out to whatever the manifestation is always the same thing. It is an expansion that you have not yet completely allowed yourself to experience fully. And when you get that, and when you understand further that all you're reaching for in terms of manifestation, have we won you over with our clever knowledge? That the manifestation that you want really is the emotion? What do you think about this world in which you manifest? Do you like manifestations? Do you like setting a goal for something or setting an intention for something and then watching the universe provide the path of least resistance in order to give it to you or in order to show it to you? We want you to understand that that path of least resistance really is the path of your lessening of resistance. Because in the moment that life causes you to want something, everything and everyone, all non-physical focus, the energy that creates worlds is on it, providing circumstances and events with law of attraction gathering up all of the cooperative components, bringing each and everything to you. The path of least resistance means, how are you doing in your allowing of what you want? Because when you want something and you fully expect it to be, there's no resistance and the path is clear and fast and easy. But if you want something and you don't expect it to be, if you want something and you doubt it, and why would you doubt it? Because you think you're not worthy, you think you're not ready, you think that there is some other plan, you think that somebody else is calling the shots. There are all kinds of squirrely, ridiculous things that you have picked up along your physical trail that make you believe in your unreadiness or unworthiness, that cause you really to be unwilling in any moment, unallowing or resisting. So you don't let what you want be, and you have all kinds of ridiculous reasons that you explain why what you want cannot be. And we say, there's only one reason why what you want cannot be right now, and it's because you've got a thought that contradicts it, and you're not allowing it, period. Because source is on it. When you say you want it, when life causes you to identify that you have this desire, you are a creator that came as a focuser of energy. And whatever you want must be coming into being and is coming into being and will come into being, and you will experience it fully if you will allow it. And this whole gathering, what we are here to talk to you about, is how to figure out how to get yourself in the place of willingly allowing the goodness that you're asking for to flow into your experience. We want you to hear us and believe us when we say there are manifestations in your vortex that if you will hope for them and believe for them and eventually come to know them, they will manifest in full view for you. Have you ever had an experience of sharing the planet with others who don't see it the way you do? Has that ever happened to you? Have you ever been in a particular place in time where you were laughing and someone else was crying, and you were standing in the same space? Have you ever noticed that perception is about what's happening to you individually, not about what's happening to you collectively? But if you are able to drum up enough attention to the collective from CNN does a good job of it and so forth, that the individual perspective is then skewed by the larger perspective, then you begin feeling much the same way, and then you begin having more and more of the same experiences. That's really what economic tides are about. You know what's so wonderful about that? Everything that everyone wants, no matter what it is because they think they will feel better in the having of it. So when you figure out how to have that relationship, and you are already in complete alignment with who you are, now you've already come full circle to the reason that you want anything. But we want to help you to remember that you are here in this physical format because it is so delicious from your vortex standpoint to then affect manifestation. In other words, creation in this leading edge time-space reality, the stuff, the matter, the people, the conversations, the understanding, the philosophies, the economy, everything will evolve or be spawned from your aligned state of being. And so don't you just really enjoy finding alignment with who you are, and then watching that vortex relationship and that connection with this energy that creates worlds? Don't you just love it when that creative power flows through your creative fingertips for the confirming manifestation of your alignment. If what is has your undivided attention, then you are not a deliberate creator. You are a regurgitator. You are a knee-jerker, observer, a defaulter. You are a creator by default. You are someone who observes and has a knee-jerk response. And you are also like most of the human population on your planet, because that's what most are doing. But when you understand that you have another option, that you can choose an emotion that is apart from the current reality that you are living, now you have the ability to deliberately change the current reality, because the reality will shift in resonance to your vibrational attitude. Do you believe that the emotion that you feel, that the emotion is more general or more specific than the filled in version? In other words, do you believe that the emotion that you feel when you think about the security of a new car or the fun of a new car, do you think that that emotion is more general or more specific than the leather seats, the torque of the engine, the fact that you no longer need a key, the incredible color that has been created that almost defies anybody's ability to translate color in cars? Have you seen the color of that car? Do you think that the emotion is more general or more specific? It is. It's general. And do you think that it's possible for you to find a general feeling? Do you think it's possible for you to find a general feeling of something without the specifics? This is the key. This is the missing piece that you've been looking for. Because if you can figure out how to induce within yourself, by the sheer focus of your mind, upon the emotional properties of these things that you want, of these relationships that you want, of these recoveries that you want, of anything that you want, if you can isolate within yourself the emotional simplicity, then you will manage to put yourself in vibrational sync with your desire. And when you put yourself in vibrational alignment with your desire, the rest of it just follows. It's law. The first manifestation is a feeling. Next, you'll start having thoughts that match it. Good feeling thoughts that match it. So the next manifestation, after the manifestation of the emotion, will be more manifestations, more things that enhance that first manifestation. So the emotion's just going to feel better. It's going to get stronger. It's going to feel more specific. So we could say to you, in fact we will, that this first manifestation is a general manifestation, in that I feel good just because I want to, or I feel good because I'm anticipating things coming, don't know what, don't know where, don't know when, don't know who necessarily, and don't need those specifics to feel good. That's the point that we want you to come to. I don't need all of those specifics to initially feel good, because I can feel good in the general sense that things always work out for me, in the general sense that the laws of the universe are always consistent, in the general sense that I have an emotional guidance system that will help me to keep myself in alignment with who I am, in the general sense that I accept that I am a worthy being. Well, that's general, but most of you aren't really doing a very good job of that, because you have specifically been not feeling worthy for a very long time. So when we say, oh, you are worthy, you say, yeah, but tell me how to get the things I want. Tell me how to get the things I want, and when I get them, I will feel worthy. And we say, well, you have to feel worthy, you have to feel capable, you have to feel excited, you have to be vibrationally ready before those things can come. And you say, yeah, but if you would just show me how to get them, then I will have a feeling response to them. And we say, we know you would, but don't play the game that way. Because if you need the evidence before you have the feeling, then you slow it all way down. But if you can show yourself, and you can show yourself that today in the hours that we are together, that you can accomplish the emotional manifestation, you can feel better now about anything that is your desire or your issue. When you show yourself that, and you practice it, not because you have the ulterior motive, oh yeah, I'll do this boring work that Abraham is teaching me, and if I do it long enough, then I'll get what I